Hello everyone! In this video we're gonna learn how to complete the square using a quick method. Here we have a quadratic expression. First, I'm gonna complete the square to this example using two different methods to understand the idea better, and after that we're gonna stick to the shorter method. So here, to complete the square, first, we write the first two terms as they are, x squared minus 6x. Then we take here the middle coefficient, which is negative 6, and divided by 2, which will be negative 3. After that, we square the negative 3, which becomes positive 9. That's why I will add 9 and then immediately subtract 9. Because as we know, 9 minus 9 is 0, so it's like we've added nothing here. Then we have plus 13. Now, the reason why we do this is always the first three terms will make a perfect square trinomial, which means they can be written like this, bracket square. Here the variable is x, and now the number will be negative 3, because negative 3 squared will be positive 9, or we can say half of negative 6 would be negative 3. Then here we have negative 9 plus 13, which is 4. So here we have plus 4. So this is the completed square form of this quadratic. Now I'm going to complete the square to the same example here, but using a shorter method. So here we have the same expression. Now to complete the square, we open brackets immediately here, bracket and squared. Here the variable is x. Now we take half of this coefficient, the middle coefficient, which is negative 3. And immediately after the bracket here, we put also minus the same number that we put inside the bracket, also 3 squared. So here the negative 3 squared is the same as the positive 9 here, and the other negative 3 squared will be the minus 9. And then we have plus 13. Now, then we simplify this, we would have x minus 3 squared. Here we have negative 9 plus 13, which is 4. So we got here the same answer. Now I would like to note that here negative 3 squared like this can be written like negative 3 by 3, which is negative 9, not positive 9. But this negative 3 here like this, where the minus sign is under the bracket, this will be positive 9. So here we have negative 3 by negative 3, which is positive 9. So we shouldn't confuse this with this. This is negative 9, but this here is positive 9. Let's now move on to the second example. Here we will use the second method only, so we will open brackets immediately like this. Now we take half of this number here, half of the coefficient 10, which is 5, so we add 5, and then immediately after the bracket we have also minus 5 squared. Now the number inside the bracket could be positive or negative depending on the sign of the coefficient here. So here we have positive and here we have negative. But anyway, the number after the bracket will be always subtracted. So here we have minus. Then after that we have the 3. Then we simplify this, we would have x plus 5 squared. And now, here we have negative 25 plus 3, which is negative 22. So this is the completed square of this quadratic. Now, another example here. Here, we notice that x squared is multiplied by 2. So here, we cannot complete the square if we have a 2 here. So that's why we will factor the 2 out. We will write 2 multiplied by x squared plus 6x. So if we factor 2 from 12x, we will have just 6x, because 2 times 6x will be 12x. And we don't need to factor out 2 even from the 7. We can write here the 7 as it is. Now, we will complete the square to these as we learned in the previous examples. So here, I will write y equals 2 times. Now, to complete the square here, I will open bracket immediately and squared. Here we have x, then we take half of the coefficient of x, half of 6 will be 3. So we add 3, and as we said, immediately minus 3 squared. Then we close the bracket. After that, we have plus 7 as it is. Now, it can be simplified. Y equals 2 times x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus 7. Now the final step will be like this. Here we multiply 2 by this bracket, so we will have 2 by x plus 3 squared. Then we multiply the 2 by negative 9. So 2 times negative 9 would be negative 18. Plus then a 7 here, we would have negative 11. So we write negative 11. So this is the completed square form of this quadratic expression here.